Hello, beauties.
I heard it come through the rain.
I hope the sound is coming through. Welcome.
How you gonna hold all that pain?
Tonight we are dancing with the full moon in Virgo, opposing the sun in Pisces. So we have this interesting balance between the head, the analytical mind of Virgo. Put down what you are carrying. Virgo tends to want to organize and structure everything. So we're inviting you with this full moon energy to put down what you are carrying and to tap into a bit of that Piscean energy that the sun is bringing up and shining an equally bright light on, which is intuitive feeling connection. So in honor of both of these energies, tonight for class, you will need 2 big pillows. These are really thick, so they hold a lot of structure. So please find 2 pillows that are really thick, or maybe one really, really big one. Maybe even a couch cushion would be excellent. 1 or 2 yoga blocks. These are really soft and foamy, so that is excellent. If you do not have yoga blocks, you will want something at least as high as this, about the height of your head, perhaps another pillow, and you will definitely want a flat pillow. So we are going to start tonight with Bharadvajasana, or sage pose, because sage is the seer, the knower, the analyzer, but also the intuitive, right? There's this innate wisdom in a sage. So in Bharadvajasana, we are in a bit of a twisted position with our legs. So take your right leg and place your heel back behind you, and then put your cushion underneath of the bony parts, your flat cushion underneath of your ankle, so that there's no pain there. And then you can sit up on top of 1 or 2 blocks, or pillows, just to get your hips a little bit of height, and bring your left sole of the foot to the inner right thigh. So you're in this kind of 2 bent knees position, making these 2 triangles. And then lift your right arm up and cross it over. So twist around to the side, placing the back of the palm against the outside of the left thigh. And then inhale the left arm up and then bind with it. Kind of reach around the back of the outer right hip. So you're revolving the chest over to the left. And then with your head, you're going to gaze down at your right knee. We'll be here for 1.5 minutes. So here you're just breathing. Your left arm is kind of cuddling in the low back. Your gaze is down, your chin is down slightly, tucked. And you're really hugging yourself. You're pressing that left back of the hand into the outer left thigh, close to the knee. Close your eyes and gaze towards your third eye and breathe into your belly. Let it lift your ribs, let it lift your chest, your heart. Maybe you feel the breath all the way up to the crown, and as you exhale, draw the belly back, the ribs down, the chest, and the shoulders, the neck, and the top of the head sink a little bit lower. So with each inhale, filling up, maybe revolving that outer right rib over towards the outer left thigh, and also simultaneously twisting the head so that you're gazing over the outer right knee. Every exhale, maybe you twist a little bit deeper towards the left. Every inhale, maybe you open up the heart and the head. So twisting in these two directions, just as we have the sun and the moon in these two directions. And from here, we're just going to gently release and unwind the arms and the neck, maybe gaze towards the right and back. Just sit for a moment and feel into the sensations of the body, the mind, the emotions, and the spirit. We're going to now lift up a little bit and shift that cushion out from under us. You're going to switch a little bit so that you're facing the short end of your mat and place another, come off of that one cushion and place another one behind you. Shift your hips down just a little bit. So you're going to come onto the pillows with the backs of your ribs. And you're going to take one block in your hand. So you're going to lie back on it. Actually, take both blocks in your hands. So you'll lie back so that the pillows are kind of like under your armpits. You take one block underneath of your head to support it. And the other block, if you need it, underneath of that right knee to give it a little bit of support so it can just kind of fall. And with the arms, open them out to the sides and begin to sink in. Reminder to put down what we are carrying. So with this particular full moon, we have a lot of heightened energy, especially with the planets Saturn and Pluto being in 29 degrees of their signs, which is an exalted degree, meaning there's a heightened energy and possibly a bit of an obsession toward our need to complete or accomplish something worthwhile. So ask yourself, what is that thing for you? And what will getting it done make possible for you? And how might you have not been allowing yourself to put down things that are unnecessary for you to be holding in the process of accomplishing this goal? What maybe are you clinging too tightly to that you could release and make the process of achievement more easeful? We're going to be sinking into these postures for 5 minutes each. So allow yourself to really let go of all that you're carrying, not just in relation to the things that you're trying to accomplish or achieve, but even put down that thing once in a while. Allow yourself the rest that you truly deserve, knowing that you are always loved.
Rest in peace.
You are loved even when you don't accomplish. You are loved when you do.
Your soul is released.
You are loved when you push too hard.
Know you are loved.
You are loved when you let go.
Rest in peace.
You are loved when you try.
Dream your sweet dreams.
You are loved when you give up.
Till your soul is released.
You are always loved.
Beloved child, my heart is yours. Beloved child, go out
And open doors with your love, with your faith, with your compassion,
with your grace.
We are with this Pisces sun and Virgo moon being fundamentally challenged to integrate these polar opposites of our head, our analytical Virgo energy, and our heart, our loving compassion of Pisces, being the oldest sign in the zodiac. We are being asked to integrate science, the Virgo knowing what is right and analyzing it, the scientific method, and our intuition, how we feel, and our intuitive knowing. And also how we choose and what path we take by assessing, and our compassion for whichever way we choose, always loving ourselves through it. So with that, let's just gently roll over. So the side that's easiest for you, right? Roll over onto that side. You can bring the block under your knee with you. Keep the block underneath of your head there and curl up into the fetal position, maybe shifting the two pillows underneath of your armpit, underneath of your heart. And you can place the one block between your knees or your thighs and just find a comfortable position here. Till your soul is released. We are seeking personal and practical wholeness with the moon in Virgo. And with our sun in Pisces, we are being reminded that we are transcendently whole already. We are divine and we are interconnected with all of life. How might you remind yourself that even when you are seeking practicality and scientific fact and analysis, that there still is an aspect of you that is divine, transcendental, of other dimensions, spirit, and not this brain in your head, that you are pure energy, not merely a mind. And when you know that way that works for you to remind yourself, how might you hold yourself accountable to doing that, to reminding yourself more consistently than you have been? Reminding ourselves that we are spiritual beings having a human experience is essential when we feel disconnected, when we feel like our lives don't make much sense when we consciously think of them. Reminder that you are far more than your humanness, that you are spirit channeling through this human physical form and experiencing life as you, this unique, wondrous being. Only you are like. Virgo is a learner and loves to take on new challenges and tasks and master them. Whereas Pisces learns from inner guidance and thrives when there are inner messages, which requires practice as well. So both signs are in a way participating in an apprenticeship of sorts. Virgo with learning information and hard facts, and Pisces with the experience of living, channeling, meditating, and engaging with energy of themselves and others. Virgos are often leaders, business owners, and Pisces are often spiritual leaders in their own right, often relating to the energy of others, helping guide and heal them. So with these two energies at play now, ask yourself, when I am balanced, how is it that I best allow myself to discern or assess what I choose without the judgment of myself? The Virgo energy can tend to be a bit critical. So how can I take that beautiful ability to discern what is right for me and use my intuition and not judge myself? How do I best serve my tribe, my community, and myself without feeling that I have an obligation to them, but rather that it is free flowing and coming from a place of fullness within me? As Virgo, the boss, may tend to take on too much and think of their work as an obligation. So how might I allow myself to still complete that service that is my gift to offer, and also not feel like it's an obligation? And finally, how can I best love myself most fully, being able to analyze and discern what my best attributes are, what I'm really wonderful at, gifted in, and fully experienced, expert in as well. And what am I seeing in the collective, in others? And so how am I loving all of humanity as I am loving myself? For we are all mirrors, and what I am projecting out into the world is what I see. Likewise, what I see mirrors what is within me? How can I best view all of it with discernment and love? So slowly bring that block out from underneath of you. Still keep the one on the highest height under your head. And extend that top leg out to the side. And then open that same side arm. And see if you can't rest both of the shoulder blades back on the cushion as you just extend this top leg out to the side, really opening up that outer hip. And once again, sink in. A lot of this energy is discernment so that we can enhance our health on all levels. So our mental health, our spiritual health, our emotional health, and our physical health. So how are you making time for practices such as this very one? To allow yourself rest and restoration, to continuously come back to you allowing yourself to take this time as it is needed. It is crucial. So some questions you can ask yourself are, in what areas of my life do I need to be more selective? Perhaps you have allowed yourself to let go in areas of your health that really do matter to you, and you intend to prioritize them. Where have you maybe let yourself relax or break boundaries for yourself a bit too much? And you can call in this energy of the Virgo full moon to allow you to get more consistent, routine, structured around this particular area where you may have fallen off in the past. Reminder to always have a healthy dose of self-forgiveness when dealing with change in any amount. And in addition to that question, not only where do I need to be more selective, and then contrarily or inversely, where do I need to be more accepting? You know, we can have the same experience of allowing ourselves to just fall off a little bit from what we had planned or what routines we had in place for ourselves. And when we add on the condemnation of the self or the inner critic, it doesn't help support us to getting back in alignment. And so where do I need to be more accepting of the choices that I have made? And self-forgiveness can come in very handy in these cases too. What can I accept about the habits and patterns that I've allowed myself to fall in line with? And where could I then maybe make a slight adjustment and be more selective going forward, but accept that that is where I was, that is what I needed at the time, and it is okay. And in line with this, what would be possible for me if I could use my inner knowingness to inform practical choices? So taking both of the signs' energies, where could I use practicality as the mindset for how I am looking at a particular area of my life, but then allow in my feeling body, my senses, my psychic energy, to allow myself to trust my inner knowing instead. Okay, beauties, we're gonna begin to roll all the way over. So follow that top leg and just slowly slide it back as you press into the floor, lifting your torso up, and then just shifting so that you're on your belly, and then bring the pillows down so that it's right underneath of not only your chest, but your upper belly, the Manipura chakra. So you should feel a lot of pressure on the ribs and kind of the mid belly down to your belly button. And then you can bring that block to rest the forehead. The arms can be either goalpost, out to the sides, down by your sides, on your low back, palms face up. Maybe the back of the head as you give the head a bit of a massage. Your choice, yogis. Put your hands in a place that feels really good for you and that you sense and feel that you know is the right place for you. What if my choices were always in alignment with divine timing? What if I could believe that to be true? What might be possible for me if I knew that all that I choose is fully aligned with my higher self, my guides, and my future dreams? What would be possible for you? What is not possible now when I don't believe that all my actions are in divine alignment? Breathe fully into your belly, fully into your ribs, feeling underneath of the ribs, the adrenal glands, giving them a little massage as we expand our inhale and deflate our diaphragm, and also allow that force of gravity to push back on the ribs as you exhale, and maybe even draw the ribs down and up towards your spine even further. Maybe the pubic bone can inch forward slightly, and just see what that does to the deepness of your exhale. What does it make possible there? And what does it allow for your diaphragm? How big can it fill up? Only when we are at the very bottom of our exhale can we work the muscle of our diaphragm and give it the fullest capacity, just as we do for our lungs when we inhale. If this begins to be slightly painful on the abdomen, just recognize that it will not be forever, and acknowledge how you might breathe slightly differently to bring more ease into the body. Reminder that you can always shift. Every posture is just a suggestion, and if something is painful for you, please move into a position that feels easeful, with perhaps a bit of a challenge, but just in terms of being still and breathing fully. We deal with enough challenge in our daily lives where we're pushing and forcing and rushing and trying to control, overanalyze, overthink. which are just ways of saying we are thinking and analyzing a lot. How can you make this time the most relaxing as possible? And if you still require a challenge to allow yourself to be here and be still, then let the challenge be just that. Find stillness within perhaps a bit of discomfort. Allow the supports to hold you, to apply pressure in the best ways, like applying pressure to coal to make a diamond. We are slowly going to move into the other side. And as we do that, ponder this question. What might I be capable of if all I can do is my very best? If the only thing possible to me is my ultimate best, what could be possible? What results might I achieve if I thought of all of my actions as my very best? So beauties, we're just going to roll over onto the other side here and bringing the opposite hip underneath of you. You're again going to be resting with your ribs and your armpit on top of the two cushions, replacing your block on the highest height underneath of your head, extending your bottom leg out straight, and then extending your top leg out to the side. Maybe you rested on that flat pillow just for some comfort. And then gently kind of shift your bottom shoulder underneath of you so that you can lift your top arm up and out to the side. Doing a bit of a round robin here. As you come into this posture, ask yourself, what might bring me more peace? What might bring me more peace right now in this position? What might bring me more peace in my life in general? What might bring me more peace in my relationships? What might bring me more peace inside of me?
Hare Murari, He Nata Nara, Vasudeva, He Nata.
The energy of Virgo is analysis. Worry, however, sometimes follows organization. And so Virgo tends to have a bit of worrying, anticipation of trouble when it is in its fullest energy. Benjamin Franklin is quoted as saying, "Do not anticipate trouble or worry about what may never happen. Keep in the sunlight." And how perfect for this full moon arrangement, as our sun is in Pisces, the almost omniscient of the signs, being the last sign of the zodiac and having so much experience and trust in inner knowing. Try to stay within this ethereal energy of the beyond, the spirit realm, the psychic within you, as we dive into a bit of the shadow sides of both of these signs. Virgo's shadow can be very picky, exacting, insanely organized to a fault. They can be critical. And the worst part of that is that the criticism is applied to themselves. They are worrywarts. They focus on what might go wrong with their health, possible disasters, and any sudden changes. The sign of Virgo governs the house of health, the sixth house. Analysis, but also natural remedies. Diet and nutrition are dominant themes for the Virgo energy ruled by Mercury. So how are you observing when your shadow side is coming up? When you are worrying and being picky and too overly analytical? How do you soothe your own worries? How do you love yourself with compassion and forgiveness when that inner critic comes up? Here, we will just be moving into the fetal position. So bend that top knee, bring your bottom knee closer to your chest, and then you can take your block, wherever it is, your additional block, and place it between your legs, if you'd like, and just turning your head to the side, having again the pillows underneath of your chest, your heart, so that your bottom arm kind of falls down to the side. Virgo's shadow is judgment, being overcritical, which only creates separation from others and also separation within ourselves. It forces us to close our hearts, and it limits our ability to learn. It keeps us stuck in duality, or the right or wrongness of either side of the perspective. It keeps us defending our position or attacking others. When we label things as good or bad, rather than seeing them as useful, not very useful. I'll continue that. I'll stop that. We do ourselves a disservice by referring to either side as bad or good. How do you support yourself to view all that is as just that, what is, or Maya, all of existence, not giving it a value or judgment, but simply allowing it to be what it is. The Pisces energy reminds us with its blazing sun to shine our light on the loving. How might you, in a more loving way, befriend your analytical ego? How might you more lovingly find the joy in how your thinking mind is methodical and structured as opposed to critical? How will you, in a more loving way, rely on your intuition to make choices that work for you? How might you more lovingly discern what is best for you with no judgment? How might you more lovingly trust in the divine timing of all that is? How might you find a more loving way to view rest as useful and essential to your well-being and success, as opposed to viewing it as unproductive? How might you empower yourself to lovingly schedule more downtime into each day? Begin to roll towards the top side of your body, delicately lifting your head and shifting yourself onto your shoulder blades, bringing this top leg behind you by your outer hip and shifting your flat cushion to the floor so that the inside of your ankle and heel can rest on that cushion and not have a hard surface underneath. Bring that heel as close as you can get it comfortably to your hip, and then bring the opposite foot to the top of that thigh. Open the arms out to the sides, and then you can resituate the block underneath of your head. Once again, just opening the arms, allowing the body to melt into all of the supports. And if your other block is handy, feel free to place it underneath of that lifted thigh, perhaps on the highest height, perhaps on the middle height, perhaps on the lowest level. You can discern for yourself which one feels the best for you. Being ever aware that perhaps one side of the body needs more or less support, so that things may look or feel different on the other side. Just as when we use our thinking, rational mind or our intuitive heart space, things might look or feel differently. And that's okay. One final question coming from loving. How might I dissolve my fears, my judgments, and any painful memories that may come up, particularly when we're doing inner and outer hip work, as opposed to forcing those fears, judgments, or painful memories to go away, instead of cutting them or blocking them out or trying to numb ourselves to them, or just ignoring that they exist or ever happened or denying them. How might we love them? How might you love your fear, your judgment, your negative memories more for what they have made possible for you in your life? For me, all of my trauma has brought me to where I am today, which is in a state of love for myself. So what can you be grateful for about your specific trauma, experience, judgment from others or yourself, or fear? The higher vibrations of the Pisces and Virgo energies will help us connect more to ourselves and to the world around us. After all, Pisces' best qualities are compassion, intuitiveness, open-heartedness, creativity, and imagination. How might you use those to empower yourself? What is it that you are imagining, dreaming of, for you, for others, for our planet? What might be possible if you allowed yourself to daydream just a little bit more than you have before? How might compassion and self-soothing through dialogue support your connection to the infinite, to source, to your higher self? From here, we're going to gently roll over to the side that you came from, shifting the hips. Just place the hand, the top arm down, to slowly bring yourself back up to a seated position. Remove the block underneath of your thigh. Take one of your blocks, your pillows, and bring it underneath of your hips and just shift and lift yourself back up. Coming into Bharadvajasana on the other side this time. So your legs stay in pretty much the same position as before. You're going to lift your left arm up and then twist your body over to the right, placing the back of your palm against your outer right thigh. And inhale your right arm up. Exhale it, wrapping it around to the outer left hip. So your whole upper torso is twisting towards the right. And then your head is gazing down over your left shoulder to the left. Breathe here, filling up your belly, letting this back arm really rest in the small of your back, almost like a pole vault. Keeping your ribs rotating around towards the left, and your head, towards the right, and your head gazing down towards the left, over the left knee, the left shoulder. Feel that nice stretch in the back of the neck, maybe the sides of the neck. Breathe fully from the base of the spine all the way to the top of the head, and close the eyes if they're not already. We'll be here for 1.5 minutes, so just allow yourself full breaths. Every exhale, drawing your abdomen back towards your spine, and maybe your left rib can revolve around just a little bit more towards the outer right hip. Your head in the opposite position, twisting towards the left. Ribs right, head up. Use the straightness of your left arm to press into the thigh with the back of the palm. Just creating some inner friction, waking up the discernment within. Using the energy of the Manipura chakra, the solar plexus, your center for self-esteem and personal empowerment. Let your eyes gaze towards the space between your eyebrows, ajna, your inner knowing, your inner wisdom. The energy of Pisces. And let the analytical mind relax again. There's nothing to decide, nothing to choose. We are here to feel, to be. Slowly begin to unwind on your next inhale. Just allow yourself to come back to center, placing both of the hands wherever they fall. Feeling into the neck, letting it resettle, the vertebrae restack. Just sense what's coming up for you now. And then gently begin to extend both of the bent knees out straight, bringing the heel back around, coming down onto a flat surface. So removing all of your pillows, all of your blocks, having nothing underneath of you, just a flat surface. Gently lowering yourself down onto your elbows and then finally resting your head. Separate your feet out to the sides, let your toes hang out. Bring your arms down by your sides. a little bit away from your hips. You can lift up your shoulders and kind of tuck your shoulders or the outer upper arms underneath of you a bit. You can tuck your chin down towards your chest and extend the back of the neck a little bit. You can even grab onto the back of the skull and give yourself a little bit of traction, like pull the head from the bones at the base of the skull, and then allow it to rest. Feel your whole body heavy. Feel the weight of your heels, the space under your ankles, the weight of your calves, the space behind your knees, the weight of the thighs and where they touch the floor, the heaviness of the entire pelvis, the buttocks. Release your conscious breath work and feel the belly rise as you inhale and fall as you exhale. Feel into the backs of your ribs, backs of your shoulder blades, the backs of your upper arms, the backs of your elbows and your forearms. Notice where the knuckles touch and the space between the fingers. Bring your awareness to the back of your neck and just feel into that space between the neck and the floor. Feel the heaviness of the head where it rests. Relax your jaw, relax your brow. Let your mouth gape open and gaze towards your third eye. Let your entire body be heavy and let yourself go. Release the analytical mind. Tap into spirit. Slowly begin to come back, noticing where your being is in the universe. Making your way back to your body by feeling the lightness between the toes and the fingers, maybe wiggling them. Feel the lightness in the tops of the feet, the ankles, the forearms and the palms, and roll them. Feel the lightness in the knees, the tops of the thighs, the upper arms and the chest, the neck, maybe roll the head, the arms, as if you are painting or dancing, floating. Tap into this air element, lifting out of the denser vibration of Virgo. First with the water energy of Pisces, and then moving and shifting like air. Adaptable, able to move in any space. Begin to lift your arms up and over your head. Bring your legs together to touch. Palms touch, toes touch. Reach up and extend long through the toes. Feel into the space under the body and the connecting points. Big inhale here, and on your exhale, walk your feet towards your hips. Gently lift your hips up and shift them over to one side and roll over onto the other side. Place your arms or your hands under your head like a pillow. Just pause and reflect here. We are tapping into the analytical mind when we are on our right side. We are tapping into our soothing and creative energy when we are on our left side. Just notice which side you rolled to and what that might say about what you are needing more. Take with you whatever awareness or insights you gained during class, and anything that is still perhaps judging or critical, fearful, leave that here. Leave it right on your mat. Let the earth take it away. Keep your eyes closed and gently place your palms down to press yourself back up to a comfortable seat. Maybe bringing one of your pillows for underneath of you. When you arrive, allow your hands to rest in your lap. Lift your arms up as you inhale. And as you exhale, wrap yourself up in a big embrace. Self-love hug. Yumi found some food on the floor. Love yourself. Send yourself compassion, discernment, ease, and intuition. Gently open your eyes, place your palms at your heart center and bow your head in honor of not only the Virgo analytical energy within you and the Pisces intuitive energy within you, but all of your energies that make you a whole being. I honor you. I send you much love and many blessings for this full moon time. I hope these questions resonate with you and bring you new awareness to your own process and support you in loving yourself more fully through every phase of the moon, every day. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, concerns, comments, and especially if you'd like to dive deeper into your own process by coaching in a holistic way with me. Everyone is allowed, is gifted a complimentary first holistic coaching session with me. I would be more than happy to be a compassionate witness to your process and to help guide you on the next best step for you in your life on your holistic journey. Be well, be kind to you, and I'll see you soon. Stay tuned for the next new moon in Aries, Restorative Moon Yoga, which will be on March 22nd, same time. Message me for the Zoom link. Thank you, beauties.